Hello. Invite people to subscribe. Good Sunday morning. Again. Back in Florida. It's just so cool that you can get on a plane. And within 3 hours, you're from the top of the East Coast to the bottom of the East Coast. So cool. You can be back up there too. 3 hours. Going to the beach today. So, I have this thing that I put on. We are here to awaken from the illusion of our separateness. The illusion of our separateness. I wrote a post this morning. Good morning, Cynthia. I loved seeing your, and you know what? Hearing your, the, just the sounds of, and watching the bunnies hop and then listening to the birds. The birds on the, I don't know, cicadas or crickets or whatever. They sound beautiful. God, what a way to wake up every morning. Good morning, Margie. Thank you for being here, you two. Anyway, what I was doing was put that we're here to awaken to the illusion of our separateness. And I wrote that post about, oh my God, last week I could not think of anything to say. And this week it's like, ooh, overflowing. Okay, so first of all, we are not separate. When we believe we are these bodies, we feel separate from the other. And then judgment comes up about them or us. Judges that this is constantly judging us is not good enough. When we believe we're separate, we believe we're not good enough. And then we project all kinds of stuff out there that needs to change. They need to change. It needs to change because it hurts me. What I wrote was about being a victim of life and how somebody does something. It seems like somebody does something to me when they're just living their life. And I wrapped it up at the end as if when we were little kids, our parents already had this already downloaded into them of how they weren't enough. There was something wrong with them when you do spill the milk or whatever. Don't do that. Why did you do that? You know, there's that pain that we stuff in these bodies. And these bodies hold all of that. And that's what the trigger is. So when somebody does something just by being themselves, like saying shh to you. Action needed, check your internet connection. It seems like everywhere I go, it's about the internet connection. Am I clear, you guys? Is this clear or am I skipping, jumping? Is it fading out? Is there something going on that's not clear to you guys? Anyway, so when we believe we are these bodies and all the thoughts that run through a billion times, it's clear. Thank you, Margie. I had that feeling. When somebody else is just being themselves, like my trigger was shushing because mom always said shh to me, which I'm sure it was done to her. There's no blame because when we blame someone else for the pain that we're feeling inside that our mind is fighting against, um, we're not seeing the truth of it. We're seeing it through that filter of a little me that is in pain, that hurts. And that hurt is projected back. How dare you? And blame and bitterness and anger and resentment for that person. But all that bitterness, resentment, and anger is living in you. Nobody's doing anything to you. And when you believe you're a victim, somebody's done something to me, it hurts. I wrote a post this week about watching Celine Dion's documentary. I loved it. Peter and I both loved it. I could see the pain that she's in right now. And because she was identified with the body and mind and voice, that was her worth. When we put our worth in this, it's another identity. When you put your worth in this, when that is gone, her voice is gone. It can't get to those high octaves anymore, which I love the song that she's working on. And you could tell her recoiling from the voice. I don't like it because it's not the way she's identified with. Oh, so much pain when we're identified with this. It's painful. So when somebody hits that identity, and if somebody said to her, that's not Celine, she's doing that to herself, it's obvious, very obvious. But it doesn't have to be that way. That's what I want everybody to see, that it doesn't have to be that way. We don't have to identify with these bodies. Like I said, when Dad crossed over, when Mom left her body, that vehicle, this meat suit we wear to experience this life, to come back to the love that we are. That post was about this morning. What was that post about? It was about being identified with this body and mind and how much pain it comes, and how it was done to the ones, not that they're a victim, but it's been handed down that the message is that I'm not enough, I can do it wrong, or they can do it wrong. If I think I can do it wrong, then they can do it wrong. What if no one's doing anything wrong? What if this is literally just a dream or a play or a video game? What if it's just a video game and you're the character? When you believe this is the character, you're the one doing all this. What if you are really the invisible one with the joystick directing the life? This is more real. Directing the little character into exactly what it needs to come back to the love that we already are and always have been. And it's just the idea of a someone, a little Lori, a little Margie, a little Cynthia, that can do it wrong. An idea of a someone. It's just a bunch of thoughts. Like Celine is attached to the voice the body and the voice. She was going back through all of her costumes. She's kept, oh my God, there were thousands of shoes. Thousands of shoes. And that's not wrong. But each one is holding something inside of her as she was going through. She was reminiscing about the past and longing. You could feel the holding up a tutu that she wore. It's so painful to go in the past and be attached to it. That the past is gone. It's not real. And the more we hang on to it, like I did this, whether for the good or I did this for the bad, that's the mind. That's coming from the separate self, the false self, the idea of me that isn't even real. It's made up of thoughts. Only love is real. Only love. And when we think somebody out there has done something to us, that's taking away the love. It's taking away. The minute a judgment comes up of somebody doing it wrong, that's hurting me. Hands down. There is no other way. I know Jesus must have said something about judgment, but I clearly saw that it is a complete blockade to your, and it causes so much pain and suffering. Here we go, Marge, into the pain. Our bodies can heal. Each time our judgments for someone doing it wrong or just being in somebody else's business, it hurts inside and it contributes to the pain that's within, whether it be, I don't know, sore arms, or leg, knee, whatever. That knee that I know I've told it before, but that knee, literally by saying, show me, I was able to see that pain is remembered and or anticipated. It's not real. The past is gone. The anticipation of the future isn't. It's only now. That love that we are is literally now. Anything outside of it is in the dream, the video game, the story. That's not real. And it causes so much pain and suffering in each person, and it's being projected out to the others. When you see that we are spirit, which your mind's not going to get it, cannot put it in a box. Spirit has no, you can't define it. You know what? This week, it's been about the aliveness that we are. That aliveness, I've been able to feel it lately in my fingertips when I sit silently with no distractions, just sitting. Right now, I feel it in my fingertips. Can you feel it? Get real, real still and just notice the tingling in your fingertips. And when you sit silently and notice that tingling, you can feel it go all through your body. It's easy to feel in your feet too. And then as you sit, it takes over the body inside. That aliveness, that's what we are, not this image that we have to uphold in order to be something. It's not true. It's when we are attached to this body and mind as an identity, it's painful. And that pain is a perpetual loop. So there's pain, that's me. As we breathe, get still. Oh my God, the shoulders come down, The love is felt for this. In the dream, it's about feeling love for this. But in reality, it's just love. It's just love. There's nothing else. And any time we're believing there's something else, that means we're separate from life, God, other people. They are your mirrors to show you where you're thinking and believing thoughts that aren't true. And it hurts. Your body is letting you know when you're thinking thoughts that aren't true. That's the time to breathe and go inside. Feel that aliveness. When you breathe deeply right down the sides of your body, that anchors, that has the capacity to, you're getting out of this, out of the thoughts, right back to the love that you are. And it calms. Because when we're identified with the body, it's anxious. The minute you wake up in the morning, all that identity comes back on of, oh, what I have to do today, or what I don't have to do today, or I. All the I's, I have to do, or I need to do, or I and they. That's duality. There is no, that's the dream of separation. Does that make sense? Are you guys, is it making sense? There really is no separation. We are one. We are that one spirit that everything is derived of. Like right now, Eli, my grandson, who's a year old, he's one with everything. Everything is awe. The minute we label the tree or the flower, we lose the awness because we are identified with the label. The label Lori is just a label. It's not who I am. That oneness, that aliveness is what we really are. That has no opposite. No opposite. Nobody is outside of us. The thoughts about that person hurts this because it's a dream of separation that never happened. That separation is the dream. It's the dream. It's the character that's not real. It's all one thing. One aliveness. That same aliveness in this body. That's what I have to say in this dream. In this body, that aliveness is the same as the wind blowing, the air breathed. You can't see it, but it sustains this so it can go through this life and experience that aliveness. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling it a lot right now. Are you feeling it? That tingling, that aliveness of what we are. And I don't want you to believe what I'm saying. I want you to experience it yourself. Experience that aliveness that's not separate from the trees or the person that is in front of you that's not doing anything wrong. It hurts this to believe someone's doing it wrong. And that's what causes all the pain in the body. Everybody's doing their best for you, for you in every instant to wake up to this dream that we're separate, to wake up to realizing that aliveness is what we are. We've just forgotten. Whew. That's good. And Lori can't take credit for any of this because that hurts too. If I take credit, then if you misconstrue what I'm saying or whatever, I have to take blame. This is coming through, and I am not doing any of it. None of this is being done by a Lori character, and there's no Marge character. It's Cynthia. In this dream, oh, it's so beautiful to have Marge and Cynthia part of it. Oh, and everybody. I just, that love. When I think of all my friends and family, just, there's so much love. It's overwhelming sometimes. It just feels so good. And this has not been perfected here either. No, 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 no. Don't think that I'm any better or I'm in a place that you're not. No, 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 no. But there's a lot of stuff that has happened along the way. After I realized I was scammed, standing here in this living room with it all dropping every belief, it was like, what? Then it took over feeling like a victim. But I couldn't hold on to that because I knew that's not true. As the belief was here that I'm a victim of him, so much pain. This body went through hell. Maybe that's why I'm so grateful for this body. So grateful. Because it's upheld, it does so much to carry this spirit through this life. You know? Not having ailments. I'm so incredibly grateful that gratitude and love are the same thing. So if you don't know what love is, just get into a wave of gratitude. Gratitude for whatever, the littlest thing, and just let it grow. Just let it grow into the gratitude. Because there's that flow of gratitude or love that's always part of you. Think of it as a garden hose. And there's a spigot. It's always on. Love is always flowing through. When it's pinched off, there's a judgment of something being wrong or someone being wrong. That pinches off the flow. And as you practice being in the flow of life, love, it takes the judgment away because it's an automatic it's a reorganization of the mind. It's looking for gratitude in something that happens a lot here. When something happens and it feels icky inside, I know that there's something I'm thinking and believing that's shutting off that flow, that love flow. Ooh, I love that. It's always here. Always. That aliveness is always here, whether you're feeling it or not. And when you're not, you shut it off by believing whatever this is saying. And it isn't true. And your body's letting you know that by feeling uncomfortable inside. Breathe right back to that aliveness. So, guess that's it. Time for the beach. We haven't been to the beach since we've only been back. Hasn't even been a week. Tomorrow will be a week. But it feels empty. It feels good. Thank you. Thank you. Whoever listens to this, don't take it on as a belief. Check it out for yourself. See that you're not this body, that aliveness that's making the words come out, making blinking happen, making eyebrows go up and down. This is just happening. There's nobody doing it. Check it out. For me, it happened mostly while driving. Blinker going on, turning, but it was just happening. I saw clearly. It's just happening. I love you because you're me. There is no separation. Have a great week. I appreciate you too, Cynthia. And Margie, you know it. And whoever lets this message in, I send you all my love, all my I don't even have a word for it. We're the same thing. Beautiful week.